are back sa ating KDR tournament. Again, I'm one of your hosts, Archer Perez, together with...
Like a mare.
And before we continue to talk about the second game, let's thank our sponsors. Again, let's thank Globe at Home. With Globe at Home, you can recreate the world right at your home.
Speaking of Globe at Home, sumasayaw-sayaw pa ako kanina kasi nga, ang ganda ng tugtugan natin eh.
Okay.
Pero syempre, we'd also like to thank the official PC partner of the KDR Tournament Series, Legion Philippines and Intel. Stylish outside and savage inside.
And this is also powered by XSplit and brought you by Valorant PH and Valorant Rising. And again, ito na sa ating second game.
Second game, of course. Pero before we jump on to the second game, for those of you who are just tuning in, recap lang tayo in a quick bit. The score was 1-0 between Bren Esports and Samurais. Yan. So Bren yung nanalo dun sa game na yan.
Yes.
Pero this time around, ang maglalaban ay AG.Nefarious and
Subversive.
Subversive.
Yan.
There we go. Medyo na-confuse ako kasi Samurais pareho is Subversive.
True.
But there we are, on the right track. And kung maalala natin, itong AG.Nefarious, sila yung second placer during our main qualifiers here at the KDR Tournament Series. So, someone to look out for sure.
And syempre, we cannot count out ang ating Subversive. Out of all of the teams, sila yung nasa top 8 natin dito. And kumbaga, I really see them as the underdogs right now. And I like rooting for underdogs. And
syempre, everybody loves an underdog story.
Yes, di ba? And coming from the bottom, rising and trying to compete with the top dogs, they're gonna be facing with AG.Nefarious. And kilala naman natin sila, top 2 team, closest to the sun with Bren. And they're a team, again, like you said, a team to really watch out for.
Really look out for. And speaking of the teams, we've got our bans ready. So,
yes.
AG.Nefarious has banned Ascent.
And ang ating Subversive has banned Split.
So we're gonna be going with Haven for this matchup. Very exciting. You know, Haven, as we know, three sites to look out for. When you look at it from the bird's eye view, parang akala mo ang liit. Pero in reality, it's still pretty hefty. You have to look out for a lot of things kasi nga, tatlong sites yung babantayan mo.
Yeah, and especially battle of rotations yan kasi you're gonna be defending 3 sides, and let's see how our teams will fare sa ating matchup coming in for our second game. So let's not wait any longer. Let's go to our casters. Daks and Vyminal, take it away.
Thanks guys, and hello! Welcome back. Ito na, Vyminal. Group 2 na tayo. Group B. At tingnan natin kasi andito na ang ating other 4 faces na maglalaban-laban. When we look into our second group, we got AG.Nefarious, Subversive, Andrew, and Chimera. And the thing about it is our first feature yet again is gonna be our main qualifier runner-up versus our lower bracket runner-up. So medyo good point talaga sa amin na Subversive might be the underdog here. Pero ang pinaka gusto kong matanong talaga sa matchup na makikita natin ngayon, sino ang maglalaro para sa AGN? Pasok ba si Nexy today? Makakalaro ba siya? And his name is there! Okay. So basically guys, ang kwento ni Nexy recently, he's been having PC issues, but apparently, he is gonna be there. Kasi actually, AGN, sila rin yung nanalo nung recent Sweaty Nights. And without Nexy. Si Bad Ghost yung naglalaro, and it really goes to show ang 6-man rotation ng AGN. It works. It works. No matter what happened in that tournament, it still was a win for AG.Nefarious. And hey, we're gonna be playing on Haven here. If I remember correctly, Versiono will start things off on the Jet. Nexy will be on the Omen. Got Realist, Draximov, and Kev's looking to figure something out. Probably gonna be running... it's Realist.
Usually he's on like the Cypher, right?
So interesting. Tingnan natin kung ano lalarin pa ng AGN. Meron ba silang secret shots para sa ating weekend na ito? Drax will be of course on the Breach. And since Kims is not the one on the Sova, he's on the Killjoy.
Interesting sort of role swap that we're seeing from AGN right here. Now ito naman para sa Subversive, will we be seeing CMS on that stage? No, he's going to be playing a Breach this time. So again, some new strats coming into play. Young Pork, the primary smoker for Subversive, and Anaya going to be on that Sova. Perhaps this is a different player here in the roster of Subversive. And we got Foon on that Jet and Foods on that Cypher as per usual.
So may Foon tas may Foods. Okay yun
Yeah.
Good names.
Si Foon, si Mr. Joko.
Might actually bring something local yet again. For AG.N, sabi nga diba, Real is not on the Cypher, he's on the Sova because Kev's is gonna be on the Killjoy. So we have a different Sentinel here for AG.N. And we'll see if that turret can actually make a difference. As we said before, overall in the KDR tournament series, we've seen the rise of the Killjoy for some of the teams here and there. They feel very comfortable in playing that agent. And we'll see what is going to happen here because it is going to be AG.N on the defensive first, I believe. Subversive will be on the attack.
Yes,
and
sir.
there you go. Side swapped already. We are good to go. At mukhang mid-control ang laro natin dito sa umpisa.
And we've seen how sort of powerful AG.N version over here can be on that jet as he takes down Foods just like that.
Version gonna be playing by the squads right now, and Version is already upgraded and good to go. Young Porkno and Foon gonna be getting on the board as well. Subversive equalizing the odds, and Foon is a typhoon waiting to happen. The storm is upon us. Young Porkno losing out to Nexi, so welcome back to Nexi at mukhang big impact kagad siya. Kev's also looking on around, per 2v2 ngayon. It's not about the spike, it's about positioning here.
Playing for kills right here. CMS beyond that tremor. He is at 1 HP.
Yeah.
One player remaining.
The losing CMS there, and Kev's with the takedown there. But Foon with 3, another flank here. At isip mo talaga, Subversive yung nagde-defense sa position there, but no sir.
Parang nagkapalit na dito at
And they're going around.
ikot na sila sa map.
It's a carousel here, Vim.
Yep. And I think at this point, Foon might be going for a C
30 seconds left.
Oh no, the turret is the big raid boss here in round number 1. It has basically light armor. Huli ka na lang ni Nexi. The thing about the turret, it's so strong in pistol because it basically has light armor with 125 HP. It shoots you for quite a while. You are going to get slowed. You don't have the firepower to kill it quickly. And AG.Nefarious, hey, Killjoy works even when you are dead. So they take that really good round there though for Version, if I remember correctly, as well as Foon on the other side. But it's still AG.N with the advantage.
Yep, napakalaking impact ni Version over there at the start of the round. Pero really good point you made about that Killjoy. Sobrang annoying ng turret na yun, especially on pistol rounds and post-pistol rounds. But we'll see if SVR will go for the force here. Perhaps they're going to be going for the save.
Deploying drone.
This is going to be AG.Nefarious saying, hey, we're going to be holding as close as we can with the sights. And patay muna sila ng A, B, at C na maigi. Nanoswarm trap though immediately for the Killjoy. And usually when you're playing an eco state, you don't really commit the nanoswarms immediately. Titingnan mo muna kung ibang site yung gagamitin nila. Ayaw mo gamit kasi you can't actually get them back. So if they go on to AD, sayang lang talaga. But AG.N says, hey, at least we're gonna be safe rather than sorry. And it basically is a situation na kasi wala silang Cypher, kailangan na mag-iwan ng gadget somewhere else.
Definitely agree with you there. Now for the side of SVR, they do typically favor rockets over onto A site, as we've seen before.
Oh yeah.
Pero ang AG.N kasi parang they're just, holding the line, staying back, being very patient.
Spike planted.
No, with the flank, with the side, and he's gonna be able to get to. Nexi will wrap up the kill there. But you make a good point there, Viv, kasi Subversive. Sila lang pauso ng Sage strat dito sa Haven. Pero we're not seeing it because CMS is playing Breach.
Yeah, kasi parang, when you do it, time and time again, your opponents will tend to expect it, and of course you have to change your strat. So, this is them trying to change it up, switch it up a bit, and we definitely understand the rationale behind that. But time will tell if their new strat will be more effective here.
Yeah, we'll see if it is gonna be effective because this is their time to shine with the rifles. But AG.N, AG.Nefarious is doing a really good job at getting the hold to begin with. Pero interesting enough, mukhang ito na ang operator ng ating jet sa depensa. Pero look at Draximov, just look at his side. He is just able to get 1, he's able to get 2. Paranoia really making it harder for CMS to do anything. Nexi will save him from an untimely demise. And AG.Nefarious right now looking to play a little bit of the short and long because they have the operator, but they also have the SMGs. For now, though, we're beginning to get back into the game. There we go. Draximov holding by the short angle, and Subversive trying to force out this ace push here and now. Can they actually get the catch? No, Cypher Cage barely getting touched. Foods still with that kill. Draximov is waiting on the inside, but Foods will get to Nexi from the sewer. And now Spike being planted by Young Pork, and he's going to be mobilizing to stay away from the short angle as Foods gets
Spike
free.
planted.
Will he get a 4K right here? Napaka precarious ng positioning ni Draximov just chilling there by the side of the Cypher Cage. Not really working out here. Post plant is in effect. It's going to be a 4v2.
One
Dropping
player
from heaven is
remaining.
going to be a tough thing.
Drops from heaven, just goes all the way straight down to hell, and that's goodbye, good riddance. The thing about Subversive though, they're very scary on not just post plant, but basically where then or site. Even if they don't have the spike down, Foods is a force to be reckoned with. He has gotten 3 kills there, time to get the hell away. And Version having the right idea, since everyone else is basically expendable with SMGs. He holds onto the operator, hides on C site, just to dissuade whatever kind of leadoff is there. And AGN will lose a round. Subversive will take that 3rd round turnaround in their favor.
3rd round turnaround. Of course, AGN Version will be choosing to save that operator. Yes, he was on that op.
Should have it. And we already know what Version can do with that gun. Suddenly, you are going to be missing a man. And even though it's going to be more impactful if Subversive gets that first kill, it's still Version who takes tempo in their favor.
We're going to be seeing if SVR will be spamming that A threat. But it seems like they're going for more default blocking right here. They might go for mid control. Typically, what teams do on the offense here is they try to get an opening pick over there at B site. Right, and then they try to make their way around, either rotate to C or A.
Yeah, exactly. And just use all of the space in the map and the world and more to try and figure out where to go. But Subversive right now, I respect what they're doing because they're not playing their pocket strat. They're playing basically a meta composition here. You look at their roster, they have that double intel, they have the Omen Smoke, they have the Jet with the Breach. So it's all about crowd control right now. It's all about intel. And we'll see if it's going to work out for their playstyle or is it going to be a big dud because AG.Nefarious holding in back of C. Seems like Version keeping an eye out on the garage entrance there. And as of the moment, it's going to be a very, very passive hold here from the side of AGN. But immediately, it's the utilities in order. 1 flash, make that 2. Alarm button get triggered. Nanoswarms are going to get popped. Subversive right now, looking to set up, but they're not going to be clearing out the site yet. And this is Version getting the shoulder of Youngport. Gets that takedown there. 2 on the board here for the Jets. We win it, but Food and Anaya will get some kills back.
And that was a very valiant hold from Version right there.
One player remaining.
Food is still on the board. Food's gonna get that final blow. And we were just waiting for some confirmation here and there. Foon is basically Joko. And of course, Anaya is Cleon. But in the meantime, we got Subversive now equalizing the odds. And I gotta say that they took a big risk of planting that spike down immediately.
Oh, that was a very big risk that eventually paid off in the end. Typically you would want to check behind that platform. Kasi wala kang line of sight going into spike, going into default. Wala kang line of sight dun eh. So you have to be very, very diligent in checking that corner. But despite Version getting a PK right there, talagang nakapag-trade frag naman si Foods and Joko.
AGN now. Time for them to go for the holds again. Subversive equalizing the odds, sure. And can they keep the advantage along the way? Fundo looking to go hold closer and closer. This is a short, and suddenly there's 3. Surprise, surprise. Gulat ka na lang. Marami pa lang nag-iintay dyan. Draximov daw with the flash on hand. At kahit nakikita niya si Fundon, patay pa rin siya dahil nasa Vandal sa kamay niya.
Good call for SVR to go for that AX feed, as they do know that AGN will be on that save round.
Spike planted.
Spike now gonna get planted down though. And here comes AG.Nefarious now, looking for a little bit of the picks along the way. Will Subversive actually peek this? I don't think it's worth it though if they decide to go for the push.
Yep. I think at this point in time, they just go for CMS will be taken down, Kebs.
Clear out the exit, make sure that everything is fine and dandy to get the hell out of there. Tingnan natin daw kasi si Version, Bladestar muna siya dyan. Mapapatay niya si Moon, pero yun lang talaga yun because Youngport on the board. Foods will get that kill. And Subversive takes the lead away from AG.Nefarious.
3-2 now in favor of Subversive. That was a very clean A execute. Let's see if they can keep up their momentum. AG Version now going to be on that operator once again. See if he can do some big plays. He is sitting at 5-3 on the scoreboard, so he's been getting a lot of value from it.
AG.Nefarious trying to play back into the playstyle. Kebs, though, not really having the best game so far. We see him pop off with the Sova, but here on the Killjoy, it feels like it hasn't worked out yet. But it might be too early to tell. Something to take note, though, is Nexi is back into full form. He's like, okay, I missed a week, doesn't matter, I'm good to go. And he is top fragging for AG.Nefarious, that's still defending with some guns in hand.
We've seen how deadly Nexi can be. And of course, here sitting at a top frag, it just goes to show how powerful that. As we talk about Nexi, he just takes down Foods. And Foods has been a very, very consistent performer over here for the side of SVR. And, without him on the offensive, it could prove to be a problem for this round.
For me, Foods is one of the best, or if not the best player who's on site. Like, as soon as he gets on site, his power levels just spikes. But in transition, he's just a regular dude, regular bloke, trying to get some kills along the way. But Foon gonna catch out Realist there. 4v4 right now. Subversive, though, as he said, pick off there onto Foods. This can be AGN trying to take it, but Kev's gonna be playing away from the gadget. Still catches out CMS, but again, we see Subversive having the numbers out of nowhere, popping out to get that kill.
Very, very crucial pick over there on Draximon.
Spike planted.
Nawala yung Rolling Thunder ng AGN. So, really good pick there.
No way to crowd control right now, and we got Version as well as the Omen. Looking to keep an eye out and looking to go for the whole Fundo with the backstab in hand. Young Pork right now playing by the default itself, but look at the defuse will be happening. Halfway done, can they do it? Fundo with that kill, and AGN is sticking it, and they will do it! They have found the time! It doesn't matter if Subversive will get those kills, and that is just objective gaming from AG.Nefarious.
What perseverance and persistence coming in from Version. What did I just see right there?
You saw a guy with no fear. You saw a guy just take it.
I'm pretty sure the spike was pinged, right? Pero yung positioning ni Version dun ay sobrang napakalayo from the spike. Like maximum distance diffuse on the spike. But that was absolutely crazy. I wasn't expecting that at all.
I love the angles taken there by AG.Nefarious, and surprise, surprise, that is just that. So, from what we've seen here with AG.Nefarious, not only can they get the kills, they can play objective, but Realist now bringing a quick little dose onto Foods again. And here we go. This is bad for Subversive because Foods is really that guy you want to have on site, and if he dies mid-transition, you already know that's a problem. They lost that the last round because no one was keeping an eye on the spike. Realist though with spam, 3v3 right now. Subversive though looking to push, but on to the nest of the Killjoy we go.
Napakaganda ng pinapakita ni Foon sa game na to. He's been getting a lot of opening picks right here. CMSPH does take down the Killjoy over there. Maximum on that rotate. He still has that Rolling Thunder. He might use it.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him actually angle this one up, but AG.Nefarious, I think they're doing something wrong with Clutch right now, and I want to expand on it a little later on. But for now, can they play it Clutch again? Same site. Different situation. This time, this is going to be Subversive. Keep an eye out. There we go, though, with the Rolling Thunder, and it catches out one there in the garage. But Draximov is playing bodyguard. He's bounced there, and Young Pork will go down. Fault Line, though, in order. Rolling Thunder on the other side. And here comes Anaria, but it's Realist getting another kill. CMS now all the way on the other side of C-Long. He's going to get peeked. He's going to get taken down. And AG.Nefarious with the retake again on C-side.
AG.Nefarious being very, very diligent when it comes to utility economy, using it to their advantage right here. Ganda na pinapakita nila despite being in the numbers disadvantage pretty much for most of the round as Foon gets a lot of early picks. Talagang nasisecure nila yung objective pa rin. So very good objective gaming from AGN.
Very good objective gaming, but there's one thing I feel like it's iffy right now. We see Kev's peek without his stuff. Like, he's going into angles that would make sense if he was playing Sova, if he gets like a Recon or Shock Dart. But then, you realize he's playing that Killjoy, right? And we haven't really seen him play him with the Alarm Bot. We haven't really seen him play with Nanoswarm, especially not playing with a turret. And when you're playing Killjoy, but like, he's peeking on his own. And alam natin na Killjoy, nakaka-irita siya because it's not just one person shooting at you. It's also a turret. So two things at the same time, Vim. And it has to be AG.Nefarious putting a stop to these C pushes because eventually Subversive will figure out how to get on site with Foods alive.
Yeah. And of course, when you're playing Killjoy, made a very good point there. You gotta stay alive because when you're trying to plant the spike, that's where that molly get very, very
though in order, and Young Pork infiltrating. Solid Snake can be proud of that one, but here we go with Young Pork playing inside, and Version will go down. Spike planted immediately. Draximov though with a kill onto Foon in response, and yet again Subversive comfy on the C site, and the Cypher is still alive, so their chances might be topping up here. But no, Nexi will immediately eviscerate that because he gets two Realists on the board. It's all up to CMSPH yet again, but AG.Nefarious back at the board will push through the smoke, and Nexi is really a next level player here.
Yeah, Nexi just sitting atop the scoreboard right now next to Foon right here.
Surprise, surprise, Nexi is back, and who'd have thunk he would just pop off like this? I was expecting it though. Nexi is looking very impressive, but Subversive going over to C side. They know that they can handle the killjoy there, but the retakes, man, the retakes from AG.N looking really impressive.
I mean, they don't have a Sage at this point in time, so typically when you take C side, having that Sage is so good. Like you could wall off Garage or perhaps wall off CT entrance right there. But it feels like when they're taking C, they're not really going backside. I think priority nila would be going to long, but it's not working out for them.
Kasi kulang yung staying power na sa site eh. Parang may expect sila na long defense will work out for them, and it hasn't. So that's something that AG.N has really taken advantage of. And I gotta commend our two flex players basically. Even though Kevs and CMS are looking a little uncomfortable from time to time, they are still doing their job here and they're in a way. So if they can get more comfortable, they can play into the style because this is Draximov showing us what the style of the breach is all about. Because he flashes and he flashes, he will get 2 so far. 3v3 though, as A site might be the anchor point here for both sides.
One player standing.
On Heaven. And again, if you don't have Heaven smoked off, it's going to be really hard to go for that A execute.
High ground advantage and Foon with the Blade Storm in hand. Shock though gonna get thrown. Oh, finally get dodged, but Version anticipating the push does get the takedown there. AG.Nefarious now looking to run away with it. And really well played there by that A defense. So Subversive has to retake their odds, but Draximov, okay, Mr. Bim. He has 3 flashes. He uses 2 and he gets 2.
Ganda ng timing. It's just absolutely perfect. Holding that off almost, all by himself, and then Version sitting atop Heaven, waiting for that smoke to dissipate. So parang ang ganda ng ginawa nandun. Na-delay nila yung push, tapos nung wala na yung smoke, dun sila, si Version just sitting there with impunity on him.
Version can do whatever he wants, and pag na-operator talaga siya, it's such a scary sight to behold. Uy, one way muna dyan, but Subversive can use it as of yet. AG.Nefarious. Good play by mid doors. Will Version be ballsy enough to peek this even if someone's keeping an eye out? Seems like it's not the case though, but here we go with the darts. Get some intel on the inside. Forces the rotate back. This is still going to be the side of Subversive though, trying to figure out what mid control is all about. And intel will be in favor for AG.N because here comes the darts from the other side.
We have info that Version is going to be with that operator over there in the garage.
Time is ticking though again, and we will see the push onto B side instead. They said, hey, we're losing C. Hey, we're losing A. Might as well go B instead. Let's figure out what we can do here. Spike planted. And in all honesty, I don't like this defense right now for AG.Nefarious. They're not ready for a take at all. Anaya catching out Kev's Version right now, trying to play the link, and he will fall again. And cleanly done by Subversive. Wow. That is just when you find the Achilles heel of the other side. And not only do you go with an arrow shot there, you literally trip him over and he falls flat on his face.
Ginagawa kasi ng AG.N ngayon, it feels like when SVR goes for the A execute or the C execute, there's always at least 2 agents on the site. And when that's the case, that means, one lane is going to be left. And it looks like B will be the Achilles heel of AG.N.
Let's go straight and win. No, hold W.
I mean, kasi Foon was able to get a lot of early picks even in the previous rounds.
Indeed.
Sa mid. So, pag nakuha ng pick, sometimes committing right away is the best play.
Kaya nga, ito na ang magiging plan ng AG.N. They're going to be stacking 3 on mid, looking to hold by the garage, looking to hold by short. And they do just want to make that path of these distance against their opponent. But Nexi, looking to play the aggro, going to be backing on Dart right now to try and cover. Anaya, though, happy to get that Hunter's Fury online. Since they're Subversive, though, it's going to be a different plan because they're playing it slow, looking to get some picks with the Lightning later on.
I like the sort of initiative taken by Nexi here. Straight up taking the duel onto mid right there. And sometimes you got to shut down the guy who contests mid. It's going to be a really big thorn on the side of SVR if Foon's not going to be there as well.
But Subversive, I like what they're doing in a way here on mid. They do have mid doors cameraed up so they can keep an eye out. So they can look into A and C if ever. Yeah. And at the same time, they have so much intel there with Anaya and Food's doing all they can and more. But Nexi now playing with smokes on both sides. Kev's in the meantime with the standard setup. He's only really done one setup so far, hasn't he? Nano Swarm, and I don't even know where the alarm bot is. It's inside of the garage. So that's basically Subversive saying that
30 seconds
we know those
left.
positions of the traps. We can push them. That's why they've been going for C. But right now, we need to change things up because these rotates are scary. So we go over to A, and Draximov is waiting with the Rolling Thunder.
Yep. And here is exactly what we were talking about. Every time they go for an A execute, there's always at least 2 agents
10 seconds left.
Hiding on the side. So they really have to expect the threat.
No, time is not on the side of Subversive, and they're not planting the spike in time, I believe! I don't think they're gonna make it there! They do not! And AG.Nefarious plays for time. The 4-second marker is where it really counts. And there you go. Again,
Last round
Subversive
before
gonna
the
get
half.
held no matter what on ANC.
Crucial mistake right there. Perhaps just a bit of an oversight, not counting time at the exact moment, just 1 second off, literally 1 second off.
This is highly unfortunate for Subversive because they're getting the kills, but they're making these sloppy mistakes twice now in a row. Objective has not gotten in their favor. And if you think about it, right, this could easily be a 5 to 6 scoreline for Team Subversive if things really did go for plan. But AG.Nefarious, they understand the rules of the map, and they just say that this is what we have to do. This is what we can't really set up on.
Doesn't matter if we don't get the kills or if we all get killed off. As long as we secure the objective, that's it.
Exactly. So AG.Nefarious now gonna be looking defend C side because Subversive says, hey, we can actually get on site here at least, and we can actually get the plan, so might as well try to make it work. But Nanoswarm this time from Kevs will actually delay the inevitable, and this is gonna be really good here. But no, Subversive do get the 3 kills that they need. It's all up to Nexi as well as Draximov right now. Spike though being planted, and yet again we see the C side overrun.
Yeah, very successful take right there. Nexi does take down Foon though. Pero napagandang pinapakita ng SVR. They are winning their duels, and typically when you do that, you win the round. But again, very crucial mistakes. Oversights.
One player remaining.
So this could be very good for their defense coming into the second half. But Foods, stellar performance.
Indeed.
Switching
Glimmer of hope
sides.
with the kill potential. Foods again. This is why you keep him alive for those sites, because he is just sneaky. But this could have been Subversive with a 2-round lead. But no, it's AGN right now having that advantage. And Nexi online, he is just 11 kills right now. I do want to see what Kevs can do with his Killjoy.
Yeah.
We
Not
keep
getting
mentioning-
a lot of value right now.
Look at the scoreboard right now.
Yeah.
It's both Kevs and CMS on bot frag because they're the ones adjusting.
Right,
Their agent, they're the ones basically changing things up. And right now,
Realist
it isn't
as
really
well.
working. Like Realist too. That's something to take note that these guys, if they're gonna run this composition, it is growing pains, and we're seeing it right now for both sides.
Right. Just really goes to show if you're not playing a pick that you're comfortable with, perhaps you're still learning or adjusting to that agent, especially in tournament play. It's going to be very different from ladder. It can really bite you back. But let's see. Time will tell. Again, AG out of the lead, 7-5. 2-point advantage right now. But again, not really getting a lot of value from that Killjoy.
Yeah, we'll see. Trial by fire. Sometimes you really need to play it in a tournament setup. And I don't really blame either of these teams right now, and especially those players. They have to figure it out, especially when it really counts. And it's very hard right now, but AGN says it's going to be an easy push on the C side because Version casually strolls on in. He doesn't even bother. He just literally walks
Literally,
on. This is my side. This is my side. I'm
holds
here.
W and shoots that ghost.
It's a runway waiting to happen, and AG.Nefarious now taking care of business, even in the garage. It's up to CMS as well, and he gets fault line there, and Realist will peak in time to clean it up. AG.Nefarious, this team can really take it against every single other team to a good degree because of how they play, and they're so comfortable in so many ways that it's interesting that we're seeing them actually play a bit of a flex, that they're playing something that they don't usually run.
Yep.
Because especially when Nexi was gone, Kevs was really bringing up the front so much for AG.Nefarious.
So yung 6-man rotation nila talagang gumagana.
Yeah.
But over here, alam nila that Foods is going to be playing A side, right? So they can basically just run through C long. But it seems like Foods will be playing garage at this point in time.
That's a good point. Just don't deal with Foods, because that's where his power is. When he's on site, when he's on the defense, especially.
Typically ganun naman eh. Pag may sentinel ka sa kalaban mo, you just work your way around.
I think Foods is especially like a big highlight of that cool Sentinel ideology. But here we go now. AG.Nefarious going on site, and Foods gonna get caught out there by Nexi. Smoke gameplay right now. Kevs though with the plan. CMS though with the kill on to Draximov. It is just AG.Nefarious using their gun advantage to take care of business. Gunfork will fall. Window goodbye to Anaya, and AGN up by 4.
Napaganda pinapakita ng AGN so far the first couple of rounds. Let's see if they can sustain their momentum here. This could be a buy round for SVR.
I gotta say though, for AGN, at least they're taking advantage of any kind of mistake the opponent has, and that's what AG.Nefarious does best. Is you'd expect them to be a little lower on the score line from conditions, but the score doesn't lie. that's what happened in the game. We have them up by 4 because of what they've been doing. It's not all about kills. It's all about objectives. It's all about positioning. They figured that one out. And I think they're one of the best teams that knows that whole setup. It's about the dub. Doesn't matter how you do it. Subversive, they're going to be spamming down the smoke. They finally have the guns that they need to try and go for the brawl. And this time, going to be a little bit more of the A setup there for the Killjoy. Says that put that turret down. See if anyone's going to be flanking, but everyone else is congregating by the left side of the map instead.
Okay din yung ginawa ni Version than just getting that orb, that ultimate orb over there onto Silong. They do have the kill advantage coming into the second half, and securing those orbs will allow you to get an ultimate a lot faster, and they could use that to sort of snowball their momentum. You know, if Version gets a Blade Storm or perhaps a Rolling Thunder for the side of Draximov, they can really snowball their momentum here.
Indeed, and now they are going to be moving over to the A side. Seems like they got enough intel that no one's actually on the site itself. And look at that, already a push here from the side of AG.Nefarious. Anaya by the connector to the defense side. Can they actually get a pick off here? Spike planted, post-plant situation. A lot of smokes also being used up by Nefarious to try and block out that vision. And even the Aftershock right now hurting the chances of Subversive playing any kind of aggro so far.
At this point in time, you just got to delay as much as they can using those flashes.
Enemy down.
Naya to win that first kill, and down the hell. Boonzo drops down, and Boon gonna get on the board as well. All up the Kevs, he's making that Spectre count, and that's what we say about Kevs, though. He's scary with any single gun. Direct combat is one of his best things. Foods, though, looking for the defuse. And something to take note, there's no Nanoswarm into play. This is the Killjoy falling on down, and we see it again. Foods with the hold, but AG.Nefarious, the only problem again with the Killjoy is their utility usage isn't what we expect, right?
Yep. At that point in time, you would have expected the Nanoswarm to sort of delay. And at that point in time, they only needed to delay perhaps 5 seconds at most. And that would have prevented Foods from being able to defeat the spike in time.
Kevs is a great player. And we saw that with a Spectre far away kill, right?
Yeah.
But it's still all about the agent that you use. And right now, we're being critical about it because this is adjustments for both sides. We're being especially critical because we see that these two teams are great. And then they're trying something out to put a bit of a, hey, we're actually doing this, right? So if they look back, especially since they have like an hour break between the groups, they'll figure out a lot faster what we're doing wrong with the agent, what we're doing right, and maybe is it better to go back to their strats that they do?
These are two teams that know each other very well. And the reason for them being sort of experimental at this point in time is because maybe they want to catch the other team off guard.
That's good. That's a good point because I remember AG.Nefarious and Subversive were pretty close. They scrim a lot, especially alongside the Chimera CTX squad. So it's that awesome foursome.
Makes sense.
So they work together. So if they're gonna be trying something out, if they want to beat each other, might as well do something different from what they usually see. But CMS does get that kill. Funo looking to line it up, but he's missing the shots. Eventually, Realist will be going on down. Kevs in the meantime will get tapped by Foon. And here we go again. The Hurricane is waiting to happen. Subversive looking to destroy everyone. Nexi though on the board with 1 and 2. Can he get a third? No, not this time. Foods will hold again. And Subversive finally getting the point that they need there again.
Talagang nagka-momentum shift coming into the buy round. Ganda ng retake nila dun kanina pa eh. But it seems like they found their footing here.
There we have it, Subversive doing it and more. CMS just says, I'm gonna hold close. Food, please don't die to the turret. That was last weekend also. We saw someone die to the turret.
It's always the most annoying thing in the world if you die from that.
Some sad stuff. But Nexi version doing a great job right now. It is them yet again. We see Nexi either playing the control or he's playing the duelist. So AG.Nefarious is very flexible with what they want to do. In a map like this though, Subversive can look for the overrun with the Rolling Thunder in hand. But of course, AGN has the same answer. We'll see if this can actually work out here for the defense because they are looking for the comeback in this game.
Seems like Young Fork will be left with his own devices over here. I think that Food's on the rotate onto C-site on the defense.
Yeah, this time though, it's all about maybe that garage hold because it's a double stack by the doors. Nexi and Draximov looking at each other saying, bro, you going in or what? And Foods is waiting for them saying, bro, you going in or what?
This is a very Foodsy angle at this point in time. You know, you see him just holding this angle time and time again, and it's proven to work quite a bit. But AGN will be going for that B execute.
Shot. Good zone there, but it's AGN still with the advantage. They get 2 on the board immediately. Anaya looking to line things up, and Foon in the meantime on the inside. Scary by the garage though, can't go for the duel against Version. It's 2 Jets trying to fight. There we go with the tailwind, gets a bit of a tap though through the wall, and Realist and Version get on the board, but it's Anaya right now looking to hold. He has gotten 3 so far. It's all up to the Sova here. Intel can win wars, but he has to know where his opponents are. Looking to go for the peek, looking to go for the poke, but surprise, surprise, Realist is there. And even though we saw Anaya try to do his best, it's still Subversive losing out because AGN with a setup on B side.
Incredible round from Anaya there, taking down multiple agents from AGN. But in the end, when you have a crossfire setup like that and it's planted for mid window, you really don't know where your opponents are gonna lie. And he did the best he could. But Anaya just goes to show that there's 6 man, Cleon and their coach, filling in here, doing a very good job so far. 10-7 in favor of AGN.
Yung mga talaga yung mga rosters natin between AGN and Subversive, pinapakita natin na 6-man talaga sila, na may setup no matter what. And it's good to see rotates happening between teams kasi more players get more playtime, and then we also see some different flavors of each other. Iba-iba na lang nakikita talaga. But Nexi has a back on that. Wala siya nakikita kundi yung nakakahilong screen sa harapan niya. CC again in order, pero look at the amount of ultimates this game has. There are 9 ready to go.
Yep, and it's going to be definitely an explosive round for the offensive team, no doubt. Realist does take down Anaya, and CMH takes down Realist in return.
CMS though, it's a kill. 4v4 right now. Fam gonna be on the board yet again. Still though, that's gonna be a trip getting caught out. At grabe talaga mga mata ng mga pro players natin. Konting tingin lang, alam na nila saan babarilin yung tripwire if ever.
Absolutely.
Ridiculous knowledge.
And they are playing the patient game over here.
Usually the one who taps those, right?
Okay.
I was ready to shout. I was ready. But I was like,
you're on pork! But no.
Nah, hey, it happens. Subversive though holding close. Bladestorm ngayon para kay Foon.
30 seconds left.
Take para dito sa AGN. But here comes the lockdown. But here comes the Blades. Next, he will go down there as AG.Nefarious buying time for themselves. And Boots has to be careful to stay away from this AoE.
Both sides have Blade Storms and Rolling Thunders. At this point in time, I really think that, gamitan na ni CMS yung Rolling Thunder dito. They can't afford to lose another round. AGN is getting ever so close to match point.
And Rolling Thunder gonna be coming on the back of site at Huli Subversion Jan. There we go, the way to push, but Version still gets that kill, and Foods will get the refrag on. But here we go again with the C defense from Cubby. And long, but Draxima will catch out Foods as the Cypher hesitates. And the Rolling Thunder is there. CMS still with that takedown, but Draxima gives him a taste of his own medicine. And the bully gets bullied there, 11-7 in favor of AG.Nefarious.
Napakamalas naman yan na Rolling Thunder na nga, pero na one tap pa rin. Napakaganda ng ginawa ni Version.
And there we have it. It's still all about ultimates there. And don't forget guys, we're live on Facebook and Twitch. Kung may problema kayo sa isa, check nyo na lang yung iba. Facebook.com/FarrellPH.gg o Twitch.tv/FarrellPHGG. No matter what, no matter where, alam nyo na that you are just tuning on in to some of the best games the PH scene has to offer here. Vim, ay, Bird!
What?
Bird.
Meron palang wildlife sa Valorant. Had no idea. But again, guys, marami tayong giveaways. So if you're watching on Twitch, head on over to Facebook and share the stream with the appropriate hashtags. We have a ton of giveaways happening.
Big shout outs to our sponsors, Philippines and Intel, as well as the But here comes Version right now with that takedown. But Anaya nakadalawa! What a lineup right there. It's like he's playing billiards instead of Valorant. And now with the recon from the Owl, gonna be very helpful to know where AG.Nefarious will be setting on up.
Situation here.
Fundo looking those shots and wants to get a gun instead. Now still, Subversive, as you said, has a advantage. CMS looking to go for the aftershock to get some zone. And Anaya with the shock dart. This is an exceptional effort here from the Sova. And speaking of the Sova, Foods will bring in the stinger there against Realist, who will die. So the Cypher gets that final kill. Subversive on the board here. And they are staying alive.
Much needed round victory over there. Bringing the score to 11-8 in favor of AGN. Now again, here in the group stages, guys, if you just tuned in, what matters is the score differential. How many points you rack up. here in the group stages. That will determine your seed, yes?
Yes, and it's very helpful kasi syempre match wins are more important than the map score. Pero it's still gonna be a good do or die decider kasi usually we have two teams to one sa second place and scores that are very close are more helpful from them. Kung tipong 14-12 ang score mo, sige sayang na hindi ka nanalo, but that's just two. That's just a 2 map differential. It's so good.
Get out of my way!
And here it's looking like a very, very close game. Draximov looking to make an opening over there with that tremor onto Garage.
Yeah, quick little fault line yet again. Gabi na lang. It feels like if you're playing that race, you're really just hurting the environment, aren't you?
Yeah.
Rocks just get thrown on out. Everything's just get bent on over.
I mean, look at the landscape over there at Haven, right?
Yeah, it really is. Could have been beautiful, but apparently there's a man who just slams his fist onto the floor. But there's Spoon with a shot onto Draximov. Gets that tap on. The Omen also going on the inside. And AG.Nefarious says, if you're not going to be using that gun, I'll just try it because this looks to be an eco round here for the attack.
Seems so. So SVR is going to be capitalizing on this eco round for the side of AGN.
Fundo holding still by the window. B-take might be in order, but AG.Nefarious looking to think twice and force out a rotate to go to B instead. But Foon with a trip onto 1 and 2 more. And interesting tailwind. I think he was trying to launch himself, but forgot to jump. So we'll take that version.
We'll take that though. He did get a really quick 2K right there.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Just go fast. Gotta go fast, man. But Version is holding on to the Blade Storm here. And he does want to push on to B side.
30 seconds left.
CMS now with a fault line. Good tremor right there, forcing another slow on the push of
One
the tap.
player
There we
remaining.
have the tap. Kevs will go down. Next on the list, another tap, another headshot. Same angle, same result. And Subversive making it a 9-11 score line.
So close to... Will we see a tie right here? Will we see a bit of a comeback from SVR? But again, that was a save round from AGN. Now they're going to be having a full rifle buys.
Impressive stuff. But AG.Nefarious, as he said, going to have the arsenal that they need. We haven't seen the operator too much. We saw it from Version a while ago, but that was pretty much it. And it's interesting because we went from an op meta to a, Sam sometimes play the operator. You can just do it.
But check this out. Foon match MVP so far. 24 frags on the board. And the closest one next to you with 16 frags on board. So very, very impressive showing so far from this guy named Foon.
Typhoon.
Yeah,
It's Typhoon.
waiting to happen. Yeah.
Indeed. And here we go, though, with AG.Nefarious looking to angle onto A side instead. They have the spike in hand. They're going to go for the push, and Subversive has given that site up completely. So it seems like they're going to be forced to play post-plant instead. But AGN doesn't know it as of yet. They do go with Version, dashing on in just to get the intel. So the camera going to get broken in time for Subversive to move across the map.
Yeah, they're very comfortable
Spike
playing
planted.
that retake game. Like completely leaving a site, right? Not just relying on the camera for intel. But they're very, very comfortable to play that fight.
Though with shots, Nexi gonna be able to get that takedown onto Anaya. And this is gonna be high time for Nexi to get to. Aftershock though on the other side, Paranoia will be thrown out. And Nexi forgetting to swap back to the gun. And that's Spoon getting that takedown instead. But Version on the board, Foods is back here. And now Subversive right now trying to play 2v3. But into the Cloudburst we go. And Kevs will take the angle to take that takedown. 2 in a row right there for the Killjoy. And AGN is on match point.
Absolutely. It seems as though, AGN just making full use of those utilities coming in from Draximov. And, imagine you being in that position. It's 2v4, and, you have that fault line in your face. There's nothing you can do at that point.
Yeah, just time to die right there. And seems like we are going to be having a bit of a pause in order for our two teams, Subversive. They do need a little bit of time to figure something out here.
Yep.
Because they are down by 3. And really, I gotta say that this scoreline could be closer if Subversive had the opportunities that they should have won in
like
their favor.
those two instances, those 2 rounds, preventing that defuse from Version, and of course the other round as well. But here, Foon will be on that operator, perhaps a last-ditch effort on in order to sort of switch the momentum, sort of switch it up a bit here.
Can't go wrong with the Hail Mary play. And,
Yeah.
the operator is very, very scary. Foon can actually go to those takedowns. And there's not really that risk to give it to AG.Nefarious because if AG.Nefarious wins, they win the whole map. So they're not going to be able to use it. Ano ba yan? You get the operator, tas next game, andun pa rin sa'yo.
Absolutely.
Ganun ba yun? Ganun ba yun? But
Siguro, Yeah, I don't know.
Ano,
Custom rule set
custom rule set.
for KDR.
Biglang, hindi, tapos icebox only.
I'd love Icebox.
Icebox.
Diba, chat? Sinong mahilig sa Icebox sa taas kamay?
Smile na lang
Comment
tayo.
na lang. Comment na lang kung mahilig kayo sa Icebox.
I'm just gonna smile. So, right now, ang group stage natin, we're being played in intervals. So, kanina, di ba, we had Bren and Samurai. Tapos sabay nun, Hasher and Atlas played with Atlas winning it out 13-9. So, okay yun na. Tapos ngayon, we are playing Subversive and AG.Nefarious with Kamira and Anbu being played simultaneously. And Kamira has actually won out against Anbu 13-8. So, right now, kung sino man manalo ng map na ito, di syempre, okay, 1-0. Pero sino talo, they do have a bit of the advantage in terms of scoreline. Kasi 12-9 na ngayon, kung mag-overtime man, the Subversive is just gonna have that 2 kind of differential. AGN, same thing. At sa situation naman na ganito, AG.Nefarious is proving to us na sila taga ang pinaka-opportunistic na team sa buong scene. They know how to play it very smart. Minsan talaga, titingnan man lang yung schedule, tas, uy, AG.Nefarious is here. Uy, AG.Nefarious is also here.
Right.
And it really just goes to show that this is a team that knows how to play it, not only in a sense na it's not just about the game. It's not just about the objective. It's about how you play things out no matter what as a team inside and out of Valorant. So it's really, really impressive to see AGN always perform to a great level.
They've been a very prolific team throughout this, whole local scene, throughout this whole local circuit. And it really shows in their performance because they are very, very diligent. They are a very smart team, again, inside and outside of the game. So, a lot of people expect them to take these victories. And AGN perhaps looking like, the top 2 spot over here in the KDR Tournament Series.
The great thing about the KDR Tournament Series, though, is we will have the pecking order again, basically a reset. After seeing everything. So we have our top 8 teams right now with the group stage. And then chapter with the group stage, we'll find the top 4, and then we'll get some results. And in all honesty, if you are coming into Valorant PH or into the big PH Valorant scene in general, you just watch KDR and you figure out, who's who into these teams. A really great setup. We had over 100 teams participate in the whole month here. And syempre, we're gonna have some individual players and personalities working together dun sa All-Star Day natin next week. Pero di pa tayo tapos. This is still AGN on match point. Seems like the game is afoot and a slower push right now for the Nefarious squadron.
Yep. SVR with the 3 ultimate advantage over there on the economy. Now it's time to use it as, again, we are on match point in favor of AGN. They have to do everything they can to try and stay alive in this match.
Yeah, we'll see if survival of the fittest can actually prompt these guys to do even better as Subversive. Gonna be able to get a bit of a tag there onto Nexi, chipping away his armor with the shock dart. B push though might be in order, but Foods is waiting for it, and he's already smelling blood in the water.
They are going to go for that B take. Napakaganda na sight line ni Foods dito. And he will be able to take down one, perhaps.
Dash on in though. Version biglang nasa likod na suddenly.
No charges.
Hey, teleports behind you. Nothing personal
planted.
immediately. But Version, they be fighting against C-Link. Will not get something in time. Anaya though with a kill off the Version already. Subversive look to execute. That's going to be Boon getting some damage there. And Anaya will go for the cleanup. He has got a 3. He's looking for a 4. And Subversive, as quick as they came, as quick as they win.
Diba? Grabe yung 5-man retakes ng SVR so far. Again, Version just dashed onto backside there. It does open up the site, gives a bit of leeway for the rest of your team to come in. But again, SVR was just more than happy to just, stay there in backside. We'll take care of the rest of your team trying to enter the site with you.
We're seeing though these Blade Storms not really get all the damage that they like. And I think it's just because of the distance thing about the burst fire, right?
It still is absolutely devastating, but the difference is there.
You can see it, and it's just at least someone's there for the cleanup. Anaya getting 4 in that round. Really good stuff there from
This
Cleon.
guy's popping off.
He's doing it. He's doing a really good job so far. And AG.Nefarious right now will have to be on notice of what the Sova is up to. But here we go again. 2-round difference. And AG.Nefarious will be playing a half buy here just to have some eco for the next round.
Now, here's the thing. SVR now with that Rolling Thunder, though.
It's all about the setup again. We'll see if AG.Nefarious right now can actually hold this push, because this is Subversive though in the meantime. Playing on the high grounds. Food's gonna be cheeky with the Cypher Cages and the Tripwires. All about that intel. Doesn't matter if he gets smoked out, and AG.N realizes the situation. It doesn't matter if they do throw that smoke on Heaven, and they will rotate instead. But Food will catch one out, but he doesn't get the kill. Eventually he does on the Nexi, but there's pressure, and Kevs will get that kill.
Let's see if they can actually take that Vandal
Placing swarm
off of his corpse. Looks like they will.
Revealing area.
Bit of a precarious situation here for Food. But I really think that, having Foods over there solo on A site is going to be the best situation. He does suspect that version just around the corner here.
Oh, Foods almost whips it, and Version
30 seconds
same
left.
thing, couldn't get the shot on. Both sides really playing dodge rather than get the shot. It's like, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me. And there you go. AG.N though is down by 1, but as you said, they have that gun. Vandal though in hand, who's gonna have it? And Foods right now trying to get away. Untitled Beautiful Hunter Fury and Draximov gonna be able to get taken down. And Nefarious,
10 seconds
they're not gonna
left.
push this anymore. I don't think they're gonna be able to do something with this.
Yeah, 5 seconds
But
left
wait,
here.
Kevs. He's gonna plant this. He's gonna plant this, Bim. He's actually gonna get it down, and we are gonna extend
One
time here
enemy
in this
remaining.
round, but we are not done yet, because Subversive will be
Oh.
going for the defuse,
Okay.
and Realist can't actually do anything. No, he doesn't have the Hunter's Fury. Subversive is looking around.
No shock darts either. I mean, there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do to delay at this point.
That's
At
the
least they got a
difference.
spike plant.
Like, that's the difference of AG.Nefarious right now with Subversive. Look at that. All odds were completely lost, and you see Kev just stroll on in and still get the spike down. It really goes to show that AG.Nefarious is one of the most objective-oriented
Yeah.
teams in the scene.
They
And
really
that's
understand that
something.
aspect of the game.
Like-
It pays off.
Like, you think we're freaking
Thanks.
out over a plant for no good reason,
Yeah,
right
pero
there.
kasi-
No, it's really them.
Yeah.
It's talaga AG.
Parang you need that sort of mindset in order to be successful in a game like Valorant. It is a tactical shooter after all. It's not just all about the kills, and that makes the attention to detail makes a difference in the end.
And tingnan natin why. Young Fork will not get the shot because it was diversion. Jumpy.
Boy.
And
out of
hey,
my
it
way.
works still, apparently. It still works for him.
It's
so
a lot
good.
harder to do now, but it still can work.
Indeed. And hey, at skill difference, it does make a difference indeed, because Version, he has, well, pardon the word, made a difference again.
You
Version
should run.
3.0 does get 2 so far on Team Long. Here we go with the setup, and AG.Nefarious looking to make this seem easy. Anaya though, he's been strong on B side, and he's doing it again. Spike though planted. Kev's in the meantime on the E side, and CM is gonna get backstabbed. There we go with the lockdown, and goodbye to Subversive chances there, as AG.Nefarious will lock this one up to get the victory, 13-11.
What an intense matchup right there. Very, very close. And Subversive, Anaya especially just popping off right there. But of course, Version and Nexi, as well as Realist and Crew, is just so powerful. In the end.
We see it again. The Version and Nexi show. Kev's not having the best setup, but with Nexi back, he doesn't need to anyway. He's good to go. We saw him actually play it pretty well in terms of basic duels. So
Yep.
AG.Nefarious firing on all cylinders in terms of mechanical skill. Subversive, same thing, but 13-11.
Yep.
If it was just Subversive taking those 2 rounds, we'd see the same
We
score.
would have seen
But-
possibly a tie or perhaps the
wait,
other way around.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so heartbreaking to see that for Subversive. And you know the thing about Subversive, recently they've been in a rut, especially after their few losses here and there in some of the KDR tournament series. But they really pushed on through. The start was like they were considering not even playing the lower bracket, but then they just decided that they would go for it. And we can see right now that it's a good idea still to run all the way to the group stage. They really put up a big fight to AG.N, but it really makes sense why they've been hesitant a little bit, because
Right.
they're losing out in ways that they shouldn't. They are just throwing away these rounds that could have given the score or the win.
But at least it happened in the group stages, right? And perhaps they will be able to fix those tiny errors that eventually make a big difference. But we will pass it on to our lovely hosts, Archer and Laika. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Daks and Vyminal. Okay, I am out of breath for this one. That was a pretty intense game, if I do say so myself. As in, my face was just like PogChamp.
Sobrang intense talaga ng matchup nila. And
yes, indeed.
yung inaabangan namin na underdog story. The top 2 facing with an underdog team coming from all of the games in the past 2 weeks. And grabe yung pinakita nila. Medyo
Grabe.
lumaki yung lamang dun ng AG, pero they really caught up and they even pressured AG back to the wall.
Maganda talaga yung performance ng Subversive doon.
Yeah.
Syempre, yun nga ito yung thing about the underdog story. Kasi nga, it's not something that you would expect, di ba? Parang pag tinignan nila to, isipin ng iba, ay, maganda yung performance in the past ng AG.Nefarious sa kanila na tong win na to. Pero, Subversive definitely did not make it easy for this team. Napakagaling nung ginawa nila doon.
True. And again, yung gusto lang namin i-point out, again, hindi parang staple na sino yung mananalo. Hindi na parang set in stone. Porque top 2 underdog, sure win na yung top 2. Hindi.
Hell no.
They did win, pero napatakbo sila sa pera nila kasi grabe yung pressure na ginawa doon na Subversive, pushing them up to at the very end talaga. And that's gonna be game number 2. Pero again, our matches, our tournaments would not be possible without our sponsors. We would love to thank Globe at Home because you can recreate the world right at your home.
Syempre, pasasalamatan din namin ang official PC partner ng KDR tournament. Walang iba kundi ang Legion Philippines and Intel. Stylish outside, savage inside. Yes naman!
Grabe naman yun. And also, we are powered by XSplit. Kaya guys, do check it out, yung free version niya today.
And of course, this tournament is brought to you by Valorant PH and Valorant Rising. Grabe, I am out of words for this matchup. Pero ganyan talaga guys. With Valorant, anything can happen. And you know what? Something can happen with you guys too. Kasi meron din tayong ongoing giveaway for all of our viewers out there. Sounds exciting!
Yes guys, again, hindi lang yung players natin pwede manalo dito. Kahit kayo, pwede kayo manalo ng ating giveaway. Just check out ang pin comment down below na how to join the giveaway. At ito yung mga pwede nyo mapanalunan. So, ang giveaways natin, first, we're gonna have Gcash, 500, 3 winners of that.
Meron din tayong Legion K500 gaming keyboard and Legion M500 gaming mouse. Woo!
Grabe. At hindi lang yun guys. Kitang-kita sa screen, meron din tayong dalawa pang prizes from XSplit. 10 dyan is 1 month subscription from XSplit. And 5 of those will be coming for 3 months naman ng XSplit. Yeah guys, hindi lang kayo yung enjoy nood lang na walang makuha. Kayo din may chance kayo manalo sa ating tournament.
Yes sir. Nakakatawa kasi pag pinagsama-sama mo lahat to, imagine mo, gamer, streamer, may pambili ka pa ng skins.
Yeah. Kompleto na. Kompleto na.
Complete package. Ayan. So, very simple. Again, check the pin comment. Andun lahat ng hashtags na kailangan yung include sa inyong pagko-comment sa ating live stream. Very exciting things happening today, Archer. Pero, huwag kayong aalis kasi magbabalik pa tayo with some more Valorant goodness.
We'll be right back after the short break. See you guys in a bit.